soon as I unmute the mic, that is, we're back again. So, as soon as I unmute the mic, that is, we're back. Whoops, left my phone on. Alright, we're going to get this show started. I have a selection of PS1 games that we're going to play through Duck Station. I mean, these games have aged well to begin with, but they've never looked better, honestly, than with Duck Station, which is a fantastic PS1 emulator. I've been playing a whole lot of different games with it, but these were some of my favorites that are ones that people don't usually, think about. So let's hop over there. Gonna get the emulator started. What is up, Nick Wolf? Yeah, man, I do. I truly like that, truly. Alright, let me shut this one up. I was playing some Destruction Derby, which is not going to be one of the games we're going to feature here. I was just kind of using that to test some of the audio stuff here. We're going to start off with a really interesting FPS game, but before we do that, I need to actually change my controller settings, because I made a special... Where is the thing for it here? Controller profile, load profile. I made a specialized setup for this game here, because this is an Xbox controller. The original PS1, at least the old style ones, did not have an analog stick of any kind, much less two of them. And I designed the control scheme to actually handle it to where I can basically play it like a twin stick shooter. It's pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and start with Disruptor, which is a really interesting PS1 game. Let me go ahead and reset the game here. And we're going to switch. There we go. Switch the scene there. Should be getting some video feed now. And I've actually got a little bit of a setup here. Isn't that nice? Got my little webcam. What is up, CM Retro? We're going to be checking out some PS1, man. This is Disruptor. I don't know if you played this game. This is like one of the best PS1 FPS games, without a doubt. Let me get my mouse cursor out of the way there. So it's not on the screen anymore. That's kind of weird. I don't know why it plays that sound for like 2 seconds and then it stops, but whatever. So, we're just going to start up the new game. This is a really weird game, but it plays great. I really dig it. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to put my new YouTube name in here. This will take forever, I gotta do it like this. But this is a game brought to us by Insomniac. Insomniac, of course, everybody knows them from like Ratchet and Clank and those kind of games. They made Spider-Man, of course, but this was their first PS1 game, and it's definitely a really underrated game. You'll see what I mean here in a second. Just getting that name in there. There we go. We're ready to go. Now this has some FMVs. I don't know if this is gonna YouTube copyright it. I'm gonna let them play. We'll see how it goes.
The President of United Earth.
In 4 short years, we will enter the 23rd century. And thanks to the policies of my administration, the future never looked brighter. But our colonization of the solar system still has its growing pains. As you already know, I too was once a stormer. Of course, that was many years ago, and we were just pioneering the field of psionic weapons. But my experiences in uniform built a foundation of service, loyalty, and of courage. If you can survive the Lightstorm training, you will bear the awesome responsibility of defending global democracy throughout the regions of space. Who knows? Perhaps one day you'll find yourself sitting behind this desk as President of United Earth, Commander-in-Chief of Lightstorm Forces.
Probably not, though.
This is your last chance to change your mind and go home.
I
didn't graduate top
That guy
tier
kind of
from the
looks like a
academy.
generic
That's
copy of
surprise.
freaking
That would've been
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
School's over now.
Like a young generic copy of him.
Are you
Yeah,
ready for your
I
first
hear it's
training
kind of a
mission,
rare
Client?
game.
Sir, yes, sir.
I mean, not as rare as some of those
Your job
early
is
PS1 games, but
run the gauntlet and get your butt out alive.
how's the audio
Who's
so
this,
far,
sir?
by the way?
That's the top of your class. Troy Alexander? He seems to know his way around the block. How about you? Will I be getting any psionics, sir? Why would the government waste good money implanting expensive psionic weapons in a cherry recruit? You don't
I don't
have the
know.
brain power
Good
to
question.
outmaneuver a few droids with attitude. Never forgive myself for sending you on a real mission. Just remember, think fast, shoot fast, and kick ass.
All right, let's
Walk
do this.
softly and carry a big stick, especially when you sidestep the corners. You'll do just fine.
What's that even mean? Alright, so I've actually got it set up on here, because normally you have to use like the L2 and R2 buttons to strafe, and the X button shoots the weapon. Like, come on, seriously? This is how they thought controls are good, but now I've got it set, I can turn with the right stick, strafe with the left. I've got the fire on the trigger. I've got it way better set up than they had originally. And that's the power of emulation, people. But this is definitely like a fast-paced Doom clone type game, because that's what they made back then, pretty much. Like, it was all Doom clones. So, some of these enemies aren't too bright because they're just literally mindless drones. Let's go ahead and pop this open here. Get us a little secret weapon action. Remember those days in FPS games when you actually had weapons that you could just find randomly? So we upgraded our machine gun here. Well, it's not just a semi-auto anymore, it's actually an auto fire now. We can just hold it in to fire. Plus it fires a lot faster than it did in semi-auto anyways. But yeah, one thing that you'll notice right off the bat if you're familiar with PS1 FPS games, this game plays very fast. I'm not speeding it up in any way. It's just this fast and smooth compared to a lot of the FPS games of that time. Like, pretty much stuff like Doom was the only comparable game speed-wise. And, of course, Doom would look, it would look okay, I think, with this, but since this game actually uses 3D polygons unlike Doom, it's going to do a lot better with the upscaling effects of this emulator, so... But I think the enemies are just sprites, so, you know, obviously they don't look the best, but still very, very top-notch. Okay. So, what's weird about this game is it's almost like, you know, most games like this, you know, you're actually on a mission, but like these first few levels or so, it's actually like a training thing. Like, you're not actually on a mission. You're just doing, like, these little training scenarios. And it's kind of explained in the cutscenes, as you'll see a little bit. And now I got a little room where enemies will just randomly come out. So, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to update the controls, so I can more easily circle strafe, you know, because that's very important to stay alive in these old games. Yeah, that's the end of the first level right there. Very simple. You know, just to kind of get your feet wet with the game. Yep. And you can do auto... It's got memory card support, but it also has that button combination you can use as a password, which is kind of cool, I guess, if you're one of those kids that didn't have a PS1 memory card. So, yeah. These cutscenes are really weird.
say the first one hurts the worst. How many psionics did your dad have?
I don't know, like 4 or 5? All the psionics in the world couldn't have saved him from that terrorist ambush. That's why you've always got to keep your eyes open. And watch your ass.
Which psionic did we get, sir?
Nothing too shocking. Maybe it's time you tried it out. Now you know this training mission won't be a cakewalk like the last one. I want you to get through the chem factory alive. And don't forget, good stormers always think on their feet.
I just love how cheesy it
You'll
is,
be facing
man.
organic enemies this time. So hunt down the phase rifle and cook them until they're well done.
Okay. Fight these giant, like, mosquito-looking things, I guess. I really appreciate the sound design of this game. It's really good. If you want, I can turn up the game audio some on the thing, but he's got to trust me. It's very eerie and moody. Very cool. We do have a jump button, unlike in Doom. So this game does actually have some platforming elements. Oh, crap. Of course, you know, the fog is kind of built into the game. There's nothing you can really do with the emulator as far as that, but I think it kind of helps lend to the atmosphere of the game. So I'm not really bothered by it. Plus, on some maps, you know, the view distance is better, so I think in levels like this, it's intentional to be as foggy as it is, rather than like a limitation like, say, Silent Hill, where they later passed it off as, oh yeah, we did that intentionally, even though we literally couldn't figure out how to get good draw distances without the game frame rate tanking. So I'll have to show you the psionics here. Yeah, so, and it's got a really cool weapon switch system too. I've got it set to R1 to switch weapons, like you would hold it and then you just hit up or down on the thing to switch it. But it also has it to where you can just rapidly tap it to switch to the last used weapon, which is really cool. Probably one of the first games I know of that's done that. Okay, once I get to an enemy, I'll show off the psionics a little. Okay, yeah, it's weird. Some of the ones that these pits like this that have the ripples, they'll damage you. There's other ones that look very similar, just without the ripples, that they don't damage you. So you have to obviously know this difference. There we go. We'll find. You see this water here? It doesn't damage you, but there is a constant current. So if I stand still, it'll like just slowly push me. There's a lot of little elements like that to this game. And of course, you move a lot slower in the water too. There we go. So we're good. I want to get close to the enemy so I can show you like the psi powers. Which, there we go. It just gives him a nice, good shock. Which right now you don't want to really mess with him too much until the next mission. I'll show you why in a little bit here, but... Okay. Grab some more ammo. Ah, crap. Now, you'll notice how that enemy took 4 shots to destroy with the plasma gun I have here. It takes like 5 bullets. And you can fire the bullets a lot quicker, so while these... I'll show you what I mean here. It only took like 3 bullets, actually. So I shot him once with the plasma, so... yeah. One thing this game does interesting for its time, at least, is that weapons actually do different damage to different enemies, so... It's not like Doom and similar games of that time where you would essentially just do your best to, you know, just use the best weapons that you can, and they'll kick the enemy's ass. You actually have to put a little more thought into it because the weapons will do different damage to different enemies, which is really cool. So if you didn't get the gun from the first level, you can get this one here. But now we got a bunch of enemies that will just horde us when we do that, which that's not a big deal. Okay. And you don't have to worry about maintaining ammunition, at least in these early levels, because they start you off completely fresh. Going mission to mission, because this is like a training scenario kind of thing. So the next level I'll be doing a completely different set of weapons and psionic powers and so on. So.
That was nice going back in the chem lab. Real nice. Think you actually beat my record.
Thanks.
Man, aren't you getting tired of playing these games? I am.
They say if we're calling it a game, we're still not ready for a mission.
Are you kidding me? Man, I haven't missed one trick. Not even that hidden stuff. I'm ready to go.
Any hints on this next one?
Hidden stuff.
Just that you'll be getting a new psionic called Drain. How's it work? You'll figure it out.
So what's the mission?
It's a high-pressure IQ test. They want to see if you can nail the bad guys without blowing away any of the hostages.
Hostages?
In the words of your brother, being a stormer, it's more than just kicking ass. Shows you got what it takes, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll send you out on a real mission. There aren't enough bullets in the solar system to blast all those terrorists. So use your psionics, but don't waste the hostage droids, or you've missed the point of the mission.
Which you don't have to worry about the droids at all, so. Now we got the freaking Terminator here. And we have a new psi power, which is OP. But in a weird way. Because it's not like it does a lot of damage. But you'll see, like, how it generates these little stars here. That regenerates your psi powers. And I ended up having more than I originally had. Now, this does come handy later on when you're wanting to use more powerful psi powers. This is how you have to regenerate your psi. So it's not totally a cheap thing. Because, like I said, it doesn't do a lot of damage. It does with these particular mechs, though. At least better than the gun I start with. But actually, I do have the other gun, too, that I can use. So we're good there. Now, what I find is very wise about this game is obviously it's in more of a 3D plane than like Doom, but you don't have to worry about looking up or down like a lot of the other PS1 FPS games, which will really bog those down. You know, it'll do like auto aim to a degree. These are the drones that they're talking about that you're not supposed to destroy. As far as I know, you can destroy them if you want, but if you shoot them, they'll like go berserk. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. They turn into like a bomb essentially and blow up on you. So, as far as I know, you don't get punished for killing them, but there we go. See, that does a little bit better damage, but I have like almost no ammo with it. So we're gonna stick with the size until I get more. Okay, there we go. more mechage. Obviously, it doesn't fire as fast as your regular gun too, so you have to keep that in mind. I don't know if I can actually jump there right now or not. That's weird. I don't know why the door shut on me like that. But I guess I could use this opportunity to kill any other enemies that might have been sitting around. Got plenty of handgun ammo, so I'm going to stick with that. So if I shoot like that, see, it'll still hit the enemy. You don't have to worry about aiming up or down. Unless you're like really low on the platform, then you do have to like jump or whatever, or just find higher ground.
Point reached.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in there, so I'll have to go back around. Okay, there we go. Jumping is a little floaty for my tastes. But like I said, this is 1996, and barely any FPS games were doing this kind of crap back then. Like, I guess there was like Heretic and Hexen. I guess Duke Nukem 3D was out at this time. That's pretty much it. Ouch. Okay. Where's he shooting from? Honestly, don't know. From around the corner here? Oh, I see. Or do I? Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna go. Guess I could use this one to... There we go. That way we can kill that guy. I haven't picked up any of the plasma rifle ammunition at all. You know, a lot of these games back in the day like this had very maze-like designs. You have to kind of like figure out where to go. Often with little hints other than like the corpses of enemies that remained to give you an indication where we've already been. So, yeah. Obviously we have to go here next. Not sure if I need to go down there. I'm just going to go down this one right here. Yeah, you can't like destroy those things. They just blow up on you. At least not with the regular gun. Maybe I can with the plasma or something. But yeah, that's the end of the level right there.
Mission complete.
We'll play one more level. You get to see a little more about the psionic powers and whatnot. Then we'll go on to the next game.
Well, little brother, you made it through with flying colors. You're the best we've ever seen. Other than me, of course.
Well, what about Troy? I mean, he's already out on his first mission.
Jealous? Look, Troy's a little faster out of the gate than you are, that's all. But he still relies a little too much on what's in his hands instead of what's in his head. Fortunately, that's not a problem you seem to have. So cheers.
What is it?
A gang of cryo pirates just pulled into orbit over Jupiter. Looks like we've got to find someone to beam onto their base and knock out their anti-gravity engines. I think you can handle this. But before we send you into combat, you're gonna need some medical enhancement.
Well, I've already taken advanced first aid at the academy.
You didn't get all this high-priced training just to get blown away by pirates. We need to protect our investment. Considering the cost of medical care, I think you'll appreciate what I'm offering. Before we send you halfway across space, let's take a trip to the Psionics lab.
What's up? Yeah, this is Disruptor, but I'm playing it completely enhanced because we were playing on Duck Station. I've got the render resolution at like 1440p. I can obviously go higher, but I just didn't want to go crazy with the
By the time you get home,
settings because I'm streaming. You know, I don't want it to like mess up or anything like that. And I'm using my controller like dual analog because I got turning here, strafing, and then fire, of course. You know, I've got the controls mapped out really nice, so you can play it more like a modern FPS game. So, quick thing on the psi powers, I have 3 different ones I can use now. So we got Shock, which is the original one, then Drain, which is the one that shoots the balls that lets you regenerate stuff when you hit enemies, and then Heal, which is pretty self-explanatory, I would think. Now, this is really interesting because it's like a conveyor belt kind of thing, but you can go like super fast if you just like go with it. There we go. So these guys drop this kind of shotgun weapon, but it's not really the best weapon against them. So for now, I'm gonna stick with this phase rifle. Have you ever played Disruptor, Tyler? Really cool FPS game. You guys hit him with some Drain, so we get that psi power up. It's not very accurate, unfortunately. There we go. Did I run out of the phase rifle? Yeah, I did. Okay. Now I can heal myself real quick. There we go. Which costs 20, and you gotta have plenty of it to keep it up. And it's not a full heal either. It's like 20%, I think. Maybe not even that. Okay. Let's try the regular gun on him. That does alright. Okay. I definitely like having that shotty for the little mechs, because those mechs, you really got to have something powerful like this. Close range, obviously, prefer. Do a little bit of Psy. Or I can do a Shock. I think Shock will one-shot him. I'll equip it so that next time we run into one, I can just shock him. There we go. Yeah, that one-shots him, so it's very handy to have. It's kind of weird. I don't think you can hear the music from here to make it seem like it's all epic, but it just does it like randomly almost. Actually, this gun's not too bad against him. You just have to be close to really do some good damage. By the way, Tylord, I know a long time ago I told you I had that Sega Genesis collection for PS2 that I'd be willing to trade or whatever. And,
Anti-gravity engine disabled.
I am willing if you want. So, just hit me up. Okay, let's go down here and fight these little mechs. Actually, let's put the shock real quick. Alright. Just deal with them the easy way. Got plenty of psi power now, so I don't need to worry too much about being frugal with it. You do have to be fairly close to hit them, obviously. As you see there. So I have to hit the switch down at the bottom. There we go. Was another mech I thought, but maybe not. Which one did I come out of? Was it one? It might have been. Because they said 3 towers, so I'm thinking we have to go in order. Yeah, here we are. Different tower. Nothing else down here. So let's go back up. Dang it. Alright, let me get my regular gun out. That'd be better for longer range. Ah, crap. I've way overjumped that. It's very hard to get the jumps right. Yeah, I hear you there. Yeah, there's nothing there. It's just... Okay. Just gotta move on to the next spot. Ugh, dang. Let's get the drain equipped again.
Anti-gravity engine disabled.
kind of handy to have against those things.
Continue point reached.
Come on, drop down. Oh, like the ED-209, yeah. I'm sure that's intentional. Okay. Dang, I'm in a bad spot here. There we go. I like how the drain, it sort of heat seeks him a little bit too. Not like a whole lot, but just enough that you can notice it. Okay, back to the shock power. Or maybe not. There we go. We're about to go to the last one, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's got one more tunnel to go through here. Actually, I wonder if this is the same tunnel that we were at before. Maybe not. It works a lot better on humans. Like, you generate a lot more of that side power when you use it on them. It doesn't work the best on robots. Dang, I'm like almost dead here. I do have enough for a heal, but there's also a health kit over there. I'm gonna try to grab it. Actually, before we do that, switch to the phase rifle again, because I've actually got high frequency ammo, which is like better version of that ammo. Like, it shoots faster and does more damage. Shock here. Oh yeah, there's that dude right there. I forgot about him. Let's just make a mad dash for it. Well, can't do it just yet. Actually, those aren't the... Yeah, I'll have to use the shotgun again. So those plasma weapons don't do very good against the robots for some reason. Did I... Oh, I forgot to hit the switch first. Yeah, that would be something I would do. That's where I came from. It's not the best at generating. It still generates a little bit, so that's helpful. That's the other level right there.
Mission complete.
So yeah, pretty cool game. I really dig it. Okay, so we'll move on to another game. This time we're going to be playing a little shmup action here. This is one that was recommended to me by Magus X1, Anthony. And this is actually probably one of the best shmups on the PlayStation, even though it's basically a launch title. I don't know if it came out at launch or shortly after, but it came out in like 95. So it was definitely in that era, but I have to reset it here. Okay. This is a pretty sweet game here. It's tough as nails like most shmups, so I might not play a long time, just to warn you, but what we will play is going to be fun. I hope to get better at it eventually. This is called Philosoma, which I just randomly encountered on, well, he told me about it, and I was like, okay, I'll look it up, you know, because I was still collecting PS1 games at the time. I don't know if this cutscene's actually going to play, because it froze up last time I was testing the stream app. I guess it did play. But that's alright, it's going to play it anyways. Let me go to the configuration first, so make sure everything's good there. Oh, shoot, actually, I need to switch to controls again. My bad. Because I still have that setting specific for Disruptor that I have enabled. And that might not work the best here, so we'll switch that up real quick. Try that again. Okay. Okay, so that's now it's working like it's supposed to. Yeah. And the thing is, I wish people would talk about this game, man. This game, like, nobody ever talks about it. But it's a good one, man. It really is. It's a good showpiece for, like, the original PS1. Like, if you wanted a game that would be like, hey, how did the PS1 do graphically at launch? This is a good game to show off before that.
A sudden mission. That was Planet 220's search and rescue project. I have fought many battles and lost many of my men. But that was not all. The horror I saw was only a prelude to what was to happen later. I am Captain Nicola Michaud, the leader of UNF SCV Gallant, VFA 29.
Dude, what is up, Puck? Holy crap. Seeing all kinds of people here tonight.
Planet 220. Somebody respond,
Playing
please.
some Philosoma.
This is Planet 220. Can anyone hear me?
This is UNF
Really
Gallant.
awesome
220, report the situation.
I'm calling in for help. Please come.
Colonel Kinabalu, the transmission has gone dead.
Lieutenant Commander, proceed to 220 at once.
We'll let the
Full speed.
FMV play a little
Yes,
bit
sir.
before we get started here.
Lieutenant Commander Cox, red alert.
Yes, sir. Strike, prepare for launch sequence. Launch all remaining. Cox to Charlie Flight, initiate launch sequence.
Roger, this is Charlie Leader, initiating launch sequence.
Delta Flight, initiate launch sequence.
Roger, this is Delta Leader. Launch sequence initiated.
Charlie Leader Michaud to Delta Leader.
This is Delta Leader Lang.
According to the orders, I will be in command of both Charlie and Delta.
Roger. Renix, D3. Delta Flight is now under the command of Charlie Leader Mishaw.
Yeah, that's
Roger.
what this
Roger.
stream's all about, man.
Cox to Charlie
Showing
and
off
Delta Flight.
PS1 Games,
Checking Alice.
Charlie Flight.
I think are
Alice, 1,
fantastic.
2, 3. Normal. Delta
And,
Flight. Alice 1, 2.
At the same time,
Normal.
All fighters,
they're
hold
made
for
even
further
better
orders.
with this duck
Roger.
station, man. This duck station.
Lang to D3. How do you feel?
Fine, sir.
This is D3's first mission, Commander Renix. Take care of him.
Roger. D3, remember your training.
Yes, Commander
Oh,
Renix.
sorry about the mouse
Charlie
cursor.
and
I didn't
Delta
realize it was
initiate
hovering over.
final launch sequence.
Activate engine.
Roger.
Catapulting tension.
It's a long cutscene.
Launch aircraft.
Burner on. Maximum power.
Ready, go.
Gallant to Charlie Leader. Alpha and Bravo are currently engaged in combat. Attacking aircraft are friendly.
Friendlies.
Why would our own fighters attack us?
Defense mechanism breakdown. Evade combat and enter from the ravine.
Roger that. Alice, change course.
Descending mode. Program start. SIF mode. Selector 3. Stand by for stratosphere entry. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Electric potential rising. Surface temperature rising. Cooling system normal.
I'm gonna have to disagree with some of this, Puck. Particularly Twisted Metal 2, which is still one of my favorite PS1 games, but it hasn't aged that great. And Tomb Raider's
All
aged
pilots, deep dive into the ravine.
terribly,
We're heading
man.
toward the city.
Although, to be fair,
Alice, display map.
I wasn't ever a big fan of the original Tomb Raider anyway, so. But it is so funny. Maybe that'd be another
South.
stream
Dead ahead.
of games I think that
Magnetic
aged
field
terribly on
detected.
PS1.
Caution. Magnetic reaction up.
The rock float is due to the magnetic field.
Charlie Leader to all units. Engage
I just
in
played
combat.
Disruptor, which
This
is
is
an
Delta
early
Leader.
PS1
Renix, back me up.
FPS game.
D3,
That
fly low.
plays really
Roger.
good. So plays better than most PS1 FPSs for sure. If not better than all of them. Except for possibly Doom. Okay. I really like the little transition, although it's not completely smooth. But this is your basic shmup action. At first, I don't get this. There's just like a bunch of asteroids at the beginning that you gotta destroy. I mean, you don't have to destroy them, I guess, but you don't want them to hit you, so
Caution. Red doggy detected.
they'll definitely
Target
not fire.
uses detection
Now you get
radar.
these ones
Charlie
that you
Leader to
definitely
Gallant.
want
It's been noted.
to avoid, because you can't destroy those huge ones.
Gallant to Charlie Leader. Engage in combat.
Roger.
D3, this is Delta Leader. We'll take the lead. You take whatever gets through.
Roger.
So one thing that's nice is you don't get destroyed in one hit, at least on this lower difficulty setting. Maybe if you're playing on the highest difficulty you can be, but it's a little bit more fair on that regard. You can take a couple hits before you actually die. I think it's depending on the difficulty setting. Like the one I'm playing on, I think you can take 3 hits before you die. Regular, you take like 2, and then I think the normal, like maybe you can take like 1, the highest difficulty. Which I've already took 2, so keep score, people. And you can switch weapons, and you already start with all your weapons, although you can level them up, obviously, with the little power-ups you pick up. So, let's see if I can demonstrate. Oh, I accidentally used a bomb instead, which it's okay, because I'm fighting a sub-boss, so it's not a bad idea to use a bomb in that situation. I'm out of shield now. So, next hit I'm done for. Weapon switch, there we go. That's what I'm trying to do here. So now it's just missiles. that I'm shooting here. Not the most useful in this scenario. Got lasers. Which, lasers, I guess, you know, they can be useful. They're good, I guess.
Alice, output data on 220.
220, mineral collectible planet, or Epsilon. Energy conversion 100%.
An anti-substance?
I probably should have switched my weapon so I could level up something else, because I think you only max out at 3, if I'm not mistaken. See, I level my laser now, so that's better. But for these little guys, you definitely want this Vulcan. It's better for these guys, for sure.
Gallant to Charlie Leader. Bravo has successfully entered spaceport.
Roger. Charlie Leader to all units. Head for spaceport.
Roger.
Break through the enemy. Let's go.
Oh wait, are the weapons for everything? I didn't think they were. Trying to destroy him before he shoots. Yeah, gets those shots off. I must have recovered my shields somewhere, because my health was completely destroyed. I didn't get destroyed as far as I know. So, now this is really cool here, man. It shifts into like a Star Fox style.
Charlie Leader to Delta Leader.
Really
We'll
awesome.
take care of him.
Roger. Renix,
And it looks
D3,
fantastic.
continue flying through the ravine.
Roger.
Like, if I was playing the original... Okay, this is how it looks
Renix,
with
follow
all the
me. D3,
upscaling
take care of the
crap.
rear. Roger.
Let me pause real quick. As soon as I can find a good spot to pause, not get bombarded with the asteroids here. They should stop in a second. Okay, they're getting ready to stop. Once this little wave stops, I think. Okay, so I'm going to switch real quick to just a regular graphical setting. Hopefully this won't mess anything up. So I go to like 1x, which is base PS1. And okay, it's gonna like re-cache it, I guess. It's gotta like re-render everything. And you'll see the difference versus what I had here. Now I have to do a couple other things just to keep in mind. Because I also had this geometry correction, which does a lot of effects to make it look better than it originally did. And like, obviously, I don't think the text would look this bad, honestly, but this is more of a close representation of how it would look if you were playing a PS1 game on like a LCD that it wasn't intended to, because obviously you needed like scan lines and stuff. So yeah, so you can see how it looks now, which, I mean, it still looks like a good PS1 game, I think, for especially for an early title. You see how much like blockier and blurrier it is and stuff. You know, you don't really get all the details. Yeah, this emulator does a really good job with the 3D stuff, especially. Like, obviously, it's only going to do so much for sprites, but it does excellent for that stuff. I'm going to switch back now to the settings I had. Let's see, here we go. Back. I had a 6X. I can run it 4K, no problem. It's just I don't want to like mess with it too much since I've been streaming. Okay. So I don't know. Yeah, but you see, like, the text obviously looks a lot better just alone. And just the environment, it looks a lot smoother. And you can see, like, the farther details, like, a lot better too. But, you know, the enemy ships that are sprites, they still look pretty much the same. They might look a tiny bit better, but not by much. Okay, grab the shield power up. There we go. But yeah. Now, this isn't even the end of it. It's going to do something else that's really cool here in a little bit. You'll see what I mean. Now this...
Lang to D3. Close your distance.
threw me off.
Roger.
Oh, you doing open mic night? Nice. That's awesome, dude. Oh, you can't comment on your phone. So obviously it changes the view here. You're thinking, oh, what can I do here? Well, it turns out one of your weapons fires backwards. So you have to switch your weapons for like this scenario. Really cool. Okay. So it gives you like obviously an incentive to switch weapons other than just using the Vulcan all the time because you have to fire behind you. Of course they're launching missiles or whatever at me. I really dig like the music change up too with this particular area. Like it doesn't do like all the same stuff as say like Panzer Dragoon where you actually
Delta
turn
Flight.
around.
Charlie Flight is currently engaged in combat with Doggy
real
House.
time,
What?
but
I repeat, combat
it's
with
still
Doggy
really
House.
cool little
Proceed
effect.
with caution.
Roger.
Like PS1 people weren't missing out that much not getting Panzer Dragoon because they had this, which is still really good. Okay. I don't know if I'm just like really lucky or if those missiles are just
Delta leader to all units. Be on the alert. Roger.
I'm terrible at these games, so. I really like how they use the cutscenes here because they just use it to like transition things. They don't try to play like these long ass
D3.
things.
Follow me.
Roger.
So now we're transitioning to a boss fight, which is a side scroller. So this game has like 4 different perspectives. Really cool. And it shows everything off right away, you know. Ah, dang, I got hit again. Yeah. This is where it kind of starts really stepping up difficulty-wise. There we go, needed that. Ah, that sucks. Now I'm leveled down to level 1 again. So these are like the same enemies I was fighting earlier, but now it's a side view.
Multiple doggy fights ahead.
Damn.
Target closing fast.
Renix to Delta Leader. We're surrounded.
Roger. Let's go, D3.
Dang it.
Charlie Leader to Delta Flight. I'm on my way.
Roger, Charlie Leader. All units, hang in there.
Roger.
Let's try to survive him because I don't know if I even have the firepower to. It seems like they take a little more damage in the side-scrolling levels here than they did before. Okay, now I got this guy, which I can never beat because it gets bullet helly here. I don't do bullet helly, just to let you know. And when it comes to the shmups, I like the old school, like Galaga, 1942 kind of stuff, you know, where there's not a billion projectiles on the screen. Like, I can dodge stuff without having to go in, like, some superficial pattern here. Well, it's still fun, you know, it's still fun. Just learn as much as I can here. Okay. He's almost dead, I think. But I am too. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I took him out. Last time I played it, I didn't.
Proceed to join Charlie.
Gallant to all units. Spaceport invaded by enemy.
Enemy? What happened to Bravo?
Destroyed.
Bravo's destroyed? What happened to Turner?
He's gone.
I can't believe it.
Go around the port. Take the access route.
Roger. Display map. All units, set course to access route. We're going around spaceport.
Roger.
Alright. So I think we're going to wrap it up with that game. I got to use the restroom real quick. So, let me, I'll just leave the webcam as is for now. And, when I get back, we're going to check out the next game. Okay? So, it should only take a couple minutes. I just got to pee real quick. Back, baby. Okay. So next game we're checking out is a really cool action game that was brought to us by none other than the folks that brought to us Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Although this game is definitely aged better than Tony Hawk Pro Skater. So let me go ahead and get it going here. And I have to reset it real quick before we get it going here. Switch back to the PS1. There we go. You can disable the BIOS thing if you don't like seeing it come up, by the way, but I like seeing it, so. Shiny Entertainment, obviously, as well. Like, Neversoft made the original PS1 version, but the original game came out from Shiny on PC. Neversoft did the port for PS1. And Tommy Tallarico was involved. So, any of the Miko fans out there, You got some more music from him. This is MDK, which is a pretty sweet game. I never played this one until much later, but I played MDK 2 on the PS2, and I really love that game. It was awesome. I really dug it. It was one of my favorite early PS2 games for sure. So, just gonna play it easy. Okay. New game. Pretty simple story setup. For sure. You got some weird like segment here where you gotta like avoid this radar thing that goes around. But there's also these little objects. I don't know if I'm supposed to collect them or what. I think I am. Maybe not. If I can collect them. Yeah, I took a little damage. Oh, yeah, I can collect them. Okay, sweet. So these are like little power-ups I can pick up before the mission starts here. Let's see if we can get another one. Guess not. That's alright. You got a little bit better gun to start off with, at least. And only took a minor bit of damage. So we're good. Okay, yeah, this is the L1R1 straight setup. I probably should make a custom controller setup for this so I can play it like more like a twin stick, but I don't know, for some reason I don't feel like I need to for this particular game. But one thing you'll notice here, very fast paced. Now this isn't like running like a smooth 60 frames a second, because the original game didn't. But it still feels very fluid compared to a lot of the similar PS1 games of this time. Now this is the world's smallest nuclear explosion. There's a lot of little humor around here in this game. Now it says look around. I don't know what they mean by that. I guess because you can use this here to go on your sniper rifle thing, and I guess I can zoom in or something maybe. But I never could figure out what they were talking about by looking around. So, but yeah, we'll just go on. It's got these little segments here that hide load times really well because you go through these little tunnels. And it really minimizes load times, which is really awesome because, you know, obviously that was a big problem with PS1 games. It still has to load, but it does it in a very dynamic way instead of this here. So now, anybody that doesn't know, this is where you got to use your sniper rifle. Here, you hit select, and the way it's set up, normally you use triangle to zoom and circle to zoom out. So, but I really dig how these guys are showing these little like target things to show where to shoot them. Really fun. There we go. Now I gotta shoot this and it destroys the whole thing. Kabooyah. Now it's got a grenade here. This will help us destroy the little barrier. That can hurt you, by the way, so you don't want to stand too close. And these guys, of course, are mocking us because I'm out of grenades and I can't destroy the barrier. So we got to grab that item up there. So you can hold your jump to do like a little floating maneuver here. And go back to the sniper rifle. See, you got a different kind of ammunition on. It's a mortar, and you can see how they set it up to where they give you a hint of what to do here. And I missed. I fired just a little low, I guess. And damaged myself in the process, of course. But that's okay. Fired just a little bit higher. And observe the action for our sniper rifle. fantastic. Destroy this thing, of course, because it actually regenerates those guys right there. We don't want to do that. Got a dummy decoy. That'll come in handy later. Alright. So now, if I line it up right, I think I can take them all in one shot, but I'm not going to really bother with that, so... You get your platforming. The platforming could be a little bit better, but it does a pretty good job considering the time, because it actually, like, hovers you a little bit so that you can easily land on the platform if you just barely miss it. Okay. Yeah, every once in a while you do get those little pauses that... I guess they really couldn't do anything about that. I should try it on PC sometime, just to see how much difference there is. So now we're starting to get a lot more action going on here. So we got this little tank here, throw some grenades at it. That'll do a lot more damage. How I can switch. Okay, yeah, it's L2, R2. So we'll throw that dummy decoy so they mess with that guy instead of me. Ouch. Okay, yeah, the tank's gone now. Alright. So we got more of these little generators you gotta kill. They respawn enemies if you don't destroy them. Really appreciate the action of this game. Very fluid. Okay. What's this here? Is this a mortar also? Yeah, okay. So now we gotta use our sniper rifles. Shoot that thing. Which you can still strafe and everything while you're doing that, of course. They're flying little thing. Shoot that thing. Switch the ammunition type. Crap. I need to deal with these guys first. I don't think they keep coming. You just have to destroy like a couple waves of them and then you're good. Might be mistaken though. Yeah, they're done now, so we can destroy this thing. Pick up this other apple and we'll get the there we go. Oh, I gotta shoot those things too. Let's deal with these guys one more time. Oh yeah, they're carrying like bombs now. Mad Russian. What this reminds me of, obviously this game came out before it, but this reminds me a lot of like Serious Sam. With some of the humor styling it's got, as well as just the hordes of enemies and having to constantly circle strafe and that kind of stuff, you know. That's definitely very Serious Sam. Or I guess very MDK, because it came out before Serious Sam. There we go, the generator is destroyed, so these guys are difficult to take out now. And yeah, you can fire, you can jump while you're firing too, although it does that weird, like, where it does that jump down shoot thing. It's not really the most useful thing to do. Yeah. Obviously it's third person, but I need to download MDK2 on Dreamcast. I've never played the Dreamcast version. That's the original like console version before the PS2 version. Oh shit. I didn't realize there'd be enemies in those tunnels, but I guess we're technically out of the loading zone now. Okay. Yeah, super chain gun makes a big difference in damage. Especially against those generators. Without it, they take a little bit to kill. Oh, there's a tank there. Okay, throw a grenade or two at it. Go. Took it out. But yeah, that's one reason why I like this game. It doesn't really look the best from this emulator, at least. Like, it really isn't going to make a huge difference because the way the textures are, they're kind of like low resolution to begin with, because this game was a really ambitious PC game at the time, and they probably had to make a lot of sacrifices visually to make it work, but they made the right sacrifices. They made sure that the game played good, which was the most important thing. We got homing bullets now. I think that's for the sniper rifle, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe not. We'll check it out. Okay, so let's go in the next room here. Let's see if it hits him. Yeah. So I don't even have to fire directly at him with the homing bullets. It will curve towards him. Very cool. Okay. Capture enemy ship, it says. Wonder if that's something to do with this here. We'll see. I can destroy this, I guess. There we go. Now this is kind of weird. You can drop bombs, I guess. Pretty interesting little objective here. I don't think I'm like any real threat, so I guess it's more like a bonus kind of thing. Like, hey, this is cool. Destroy some stuff. It's like a really rudimentary version of like those missions from like Call of Duty and Modern Warfare, where you're like in the AC-130 just shooting things. Yeah, destroy that. Not sure how long this is supposed to last. Maybe it just flies around until I destroyed all those buildings. I can't like scroll the camera. It's like more of a Star Fox kind of deal, where it's, you know, just keeps going until it doesn't. There we go. That's the way I came from. So I guess it just gives me a chance to destroy some stuff before we get back to the action. Alright. Look at how long the draw distance is too, man. Really impressive. So even though the graphics aren't like the greatest, they really knew what they were doing with the hardware still. And that is one reason why playing these emulators kind of enhances things, because it helps you see that detail a bit better than you can originally. It's really interesting that they were kind of technically doing more than they needed to for the target resolution they had. Okay, right behind me. need to find the smallest nuclear device somewhere. That's why you gotta have those to destroy these little doors there. It must have dropped somewhere. I just didn't grab it. Wait, this is it right here? Okay. Pop this open. Watch the little tiny mushroom cloud. Looks like a tree. Okay. Lob mortars into the tubes, it says. Okay. Don't know if this is what they mean. That's not even the mortar anyways, so... Oh, okay. Let's take out these guys first. These are flying around shooting at me. I guess we'll move on a little bit. Maybe we'll see what they mean by tubes. Okay, these are the tubes. Hop in there and throw a grenade at him. If I can actually throw it at him. Apparently not. This game probably would play a bit better with the mouse and keyboard, I bet. Okay. That's why you got lobbed into the tubes, because these guys obviously, they're laughing with their stuff, so. Missed. A little bit higher ought to do it. Almost. I really like, I don't know if you noticed, but on the right side of the camera there. Okay, whoops. There we go. I took that one out, I guess. Yeah, because the enemy's not dancing around anymore. But you can see on the upper right hand side of the screen, it actually shows like a camera view. Of where it's like a shot camera almost. It's really cool. I fire way low, I guess. Okay. These guys are really kicking my butt. Where are they at? They keep flying around shooting at me. Let's wait for them to come back and then I'll shoot them. That's really annoying. Might have a better time if I got up here to do the shooting. If I can, let me try it. Yeah, I'm gonna try it from up here. There we go. Yeah, it got him. Okay. Alright. They're dead now. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on with this here. It's like a giant pit. I don't know if that's safe to drop in or not. I guess it technically was, but geez, it is completely black here. We can't see them. Probably play this just a little bit more. And there's one more game I want to show off that I think really does well by today's standards. Let's see. Platforming. Oh, I see now. I see there's like a little target zone down here. Maybe I'm supposed to just jump on it. Yeah, I think so. So I do have this parachute to throw. I hope this is what I'm supposed to do. These little red flashes, I wonder what they do. There we go. There we go. Now we got it. It's a really creative game. Ah, crap. Foul that up. Gotta find that updraft again. It's creative, but it is a little tricky to play. But not too tricky. Like I said, I think it's aged pretty well. Considering like how these games typically played back then compared to today. I really like how these platforms look too. They're like really cool, translucent kind of look to them. Ah, crap. Which I'm sure had to be a little bit. This does look like early DC or PS2. In some regards, it does. I think the textures are definitely like way below that grade. But it does have a lot more fluidity than most PS1 games, for sure. More like you'd expect from, you know, that era. But, you know, I am playing with the up-res. I can turn it down back to the default resolution and just see how it looks. And maybe it looks terrible. Maybe that's why this game isn't talked about very much. Oh, and I have the anti-aliasing. I forgot I had that disabled. Okay, so yeah, we're just doing like the normal like settings here. Like this is more representative of what a PS1 would do it like. What's up, Abderelic? Yeah, this is the PS1 version, which I'm actually like playing the original style visuals. Now this is more like classic PS1 style here. You can see it makes a huge difference, although for a PS1 game, given the circumstances, I think it looks pretty good because it's very fluid and fast. And like I said, they did have to make some graphical sacrifices, but it works out. I guess I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with this. Oh, okay, I just go in it. Nice. It's got a lot of gameplay variety, for sure. Did you ever play MDK2, by the way? MDK2 is really good. Yeah, me too. So I guess I'm using this to, like, bypass the enemies. They're not going to attack me. This is so cool, man. This is 1997 that this game came out. 90... Wow, man. Just so interesting. There we go. Now we can have it out with the enemies here. We made it. Ah, crap. They're going to kick my butt though, aren't they? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the better graphics. Hold on one second. I just want to kind of show you guys the difference there with that. And it's cool that I can actually, like, do this in real time, too. Like it. Okay. Hey, those corridors look way different there. Oh wait, I can't destroy these guys. At least not with my base weapons. Hold on. What am I doing wrong here? Yeah, I've really screwed this up. Alright, hold on. Maybe that vehicle's back there again. No, it's not. Yeah, I wasn't doing any damage to those guys at all. I must have messed something up. Oh, you know what? Maybe I could snipe him. Okay. I have to do that, I guess. I can't shoot him from the glass. And I can't use the mortar in this situation either. Sucks. Yeah, that's what I thought, but like, I'm screwed now. Because all these guys are in the way. Hold on. I've got an idea though. See if I can get past them using my decoy. Yeah, that didn't really work very good. Okay, I destroyed that. World's most interesting bomb. Okay. Yeah. Good luck getting past these guys. Let's give it a try here. So that didn't work. Okay. I'm guessing it's used to destroy these guys so that I can... Yeah. Okay. Those guys are all dead now. But I need a nuke. Where can I find a nuke? Let's see. I really don't know. Oh. Go figure, it's right there. I totally did not see that. Nice. I'm almost dead anyways, it's all good. We got one more game to check out actually. I'm gonna stop this one right here. One more game. And I'll tell you, it's not Soul the Samurai. I tried playing that game. It's a lot like Onimusha, if Onimusha sucked. No, this is it right here. Legacy of Kain's Soul Lever. I need to reset it though. This game right here. Such a fantastic game, man. I don't know what Square Enix is doing. Not remastering this game. Not making a sequel. I have no idea. They have no idea what they're doing with this franchise, clearly. Because this game is so good. This is basically a precursor to a lot of games we have now. Games like Darksiders, for example, which is one of my favorites. This is kind of where it started. This right here. Legacy of Kain's Soul Reaver. This is an awesome game. And it looks really good on this emulator, too.
Kain is deified. The clans tell tales.
I'm gonna skip the story that I can. Because this game's a little bit more of a slow burn, obviously, because it's got like cutscenes and all this other stuff.
I know you, Razier. You are worthy.
Ah, okay, that makes sense about the bomb. I wasn't sure what they did.
What is this? What pitiful form is this that I have come to inhabit?
I've only played the first two Darksiders games, but I really enjoyed them.
To this travesty.
You did not survive the abyss, Razier. I have only spared you from total dissolution.
I would choose oblivion over this existence.
The choice is not yours.
I am destroyed.
You are reborn.
What's up, Downphoenix? Yeah, we're playing this now.
One of Kain's
we just played MDK.
traps the essence
MDK
of
is
life.
awesome, by the way.
It is this soul
And then
that
we also
animates
played
the
Philosoma.
torch you
That was when Anthony told me, Magus, That's probably one of the best shmups on the PS1, even though it's like a launch title essentially. And then we also played Disruptor, which is probably one of the best FPS games on the PS1 that nobody ever talks about, or one of the best period, anyways. You know, and you get people talking about like Medal of Honor, but Medal of Honor hasn't aged very good. It's not nearly as fun as it used to be.
Settle your dispute with Cain. Destroy him and your brethren. Free their souls and let the wheel of fate churn again. Use your hatred to reave their souls. I can make it possible. Become my soul reaver, my angel of death.
Wait, a survival horror for Philosoma? What game are you talking about, dude? That doesn't make any sense, because that game's a sci-fi shmup. But yeah. So, obviously, you don't really have like the standard camera stuff going on. I think you can, technically. I can turn vibration on. But for some reason, you can't use the right sticks, or at least it's not set up for me on this here. Oh yeah, Disruptor is awesome, dude. If you like Doom, you know, it's probably, I'd say other than the Doom on PS1, it probably is the best FPS on PS1.
Twist space.
Because Doom on PS1 is really good.
Across great spans.
Because it has a lot more levels in the PC version, and they have like a really good soundtrack for it, and they even added like color lighting and some other cool stuff to it. But I didn't want to show that off because it's a 2D game, and it's really not going to emphasize what this emulator does. That's one of the reasons I wanted to choose some of the games that I did here. So you can use this to kind of like go to different areas, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Okay. This game, like the game we just played, MDK, it does like loading transitions. Like you don't really have like legit loading times, but this game does a better job than MDK of covering it up.
You must feed.
The old hunger has left me. I have no desire for blood.
Because it kind of like loads chunks of levels in and out, depending on how far you are from the area.
You become a devourer of souls. To sustain your strength, you must hunt the lost spirits of the underworld.
Oh yes, thanks for stopping by, man. I'll be streaming regularly, so I hope to see you around. As you notice on the bottom right corner, it says the last line coming soon. This channel's going to change eventually. I had it set as an archive-only channel, but I've got plans to do something new with it. There we go. Collect them souls. That'll help replenish our health here. Alright, we're all replenished now. Now one thing I think that's really cool is just this weird kind of foreboding like lighting effect going on here. It's really interesting looking. And of course you got wall grabbing. Climb the ledges and whatnot. I mean, that's nothing new, of course. This is Super Mario 64 stuff, but still pretty cool.
Your
for
wings,
that time.
though ruined, are not without purpose. Take hold of them as you leap, and they will carry you across this chasm.
Which MDK did this first, but you could do the little gliding thing. MDK actually does it better, because all you do is just hold a button. In this game, you have to actually like press it and then hold it, so it's not as intuitive on that. But I mean, obviously, once you get used to it, it's not a huge deal. There we go.
What scabrous wretches are these?
Sure, the scavengers of the underworld. Their feral hunger has claimed countless souls, spirits who now shall never find their rest.
So you got lock on targeting, kind of like Zelda. Okay. So you gotta damage them enough, and then when they turn like ghostly, you can suck them up. They respawn if you don't do it though. There we go. So they're dead now, we can move on. Okay.
These portals are your conduit between the spectral and material realms. With their aid,
I'll have to look into
you
that
may
phase
gather
paradox
matter and will
thing you're
yourself
talking
to
about, by
become
the way.
manifest in the physical world. This is taxing, however. Your strength must first be fully restored.
Is it a
You
PS1 game
require
also,
no
or is it on
conduit to
different
return
systems?
to this plane. You may abandon your physical body at any time.
Okay. So, right now I'm ethereal, but I can do this here to change back to physical realm. And it changes up the
Sustain
environments
your
and
strength to
all
prolong
that
your
good stuff.
manifestation in the physical world. If you fail to feed
PS2, okay.
or absorb too many wounds, this fragile matter will dissolve.
That's alright. I mean, I could just run on an emulator, right? That's what I'm doing here. By the way, I did download that Miserta Falls, the
You are
English
young
translation
yet,
of it.
Raziel. You
I'm
still
interested in
retain
checking that
many
out.
of your vampiric weaknesses. Immersion in water, while not fatal, will dissolve your physical body, forcing your return to the spirit world.
So don't jump in water unless
Be
you
aware
absolutely
that
have
in
to.
the spectral
in physical
realm,
form.
water has neither heft nor lift. It stands as thin as air.
Okay. So we need to get a little running start and then do our jump. Whew. Since I dipped my toes, I actually took a little bit of damage. I don't know if you noticed that. But you have to be in physical form to open doors. You can't do it as a ghost.
Creatures.
You figure you can just go through them, but no, you can't.
Recognize them? They are the children of your brother, Duma.
That's impossible. These foul, scuttling beasts could not be kin of our high blood.
Do you suppose that time stood still for you, Raziel? Much has changed since you passed from the world of men.
Enemies in this realm, you have to kill them in very interesting ways. You can't just do like a typical combat, like hack them until they die.
Weaknesses, having suffered them myself. Physical wounds are fleeting. Vampire's immortal flesh begins to close as soon as it is cleaved. Vampires need only fear those wounds that impale or inflame. Water scorches like acid, and fledglings are devastated by sunlight's touch. I would have to modify my tactics to suit my foes.
Okay, there we go. And you can dodge and stuff too. Oh, you gotta hold it. That's right. Otherwise, you just throw them. So now I can take him over here to impale him on this thing.
Unfettered from the flesh, a creature's soul fades swiftly into the spectral realm. Draw it in quickly, Raziel, or you will be compelled to follow.
Okay, suck it in real quick. Before he comes, hopefully. There we go. This other one, I can either do the water like they were talking about, but I'm going to try to lure him to the sunlight instead. Because that'll burn him nice and good. That's a lot easier, for sure. Alright. Then we got a little block pushing action here. Maybe just to get more jump up there. Pretty sure there's a way to look, but I forget how to do it. I don't know.
Your physical prowess surpasses what you knew in life. Even massive obstacles can be moved effortlessly.
I'll have to kind of look around a little bit. Pretty sure all I gotta do is just push it closer to that water so I can jump over there. Okay. So now we should have enough height and jump that we can do that. Move on. There we go. I'm almost wondering if I need to be in ethereal form to get past here. I think I might. Yeah, I mean, it's so good. And then they just gave up on it. They're just like, oh, let's turn it into a multiplayer game. That'll do the trick. Yeah, we have to turn back to ghost form, I think, to get out of this pickle here. Not. Oh well, I can at least grab my skulls back and redo this. I forgot what I'm supposed to do here. Oh yeah, Defiance, yeah, it did. That was a long time ago too. I don't think I have to do anything stupid like jump up here, but maybe. Maybe. There's something I gotta be missing though, I'm pretty sure. Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. Hold on a second. Oh, that's where I came from. Duh. I forgot. I gotta use my Mario 64 jump. Because it helps a lot to have a new perspective in things. Crap. Okay. About right here should be good. There we go. Fortunately, opening the doors isn't the most intuitive with this game. That is one flaw that they could address if they did a remake.
The sanctuary of the clans reduced to ruin. Beyond these walls lay the pillars of Nosgoth, the seat of Kain's empire. How humble it now appeared, collapsing into the dust of its former magnificence. And yet, I had only just emerged. In the instant between my execution and resurrection, centuries had apparently passed.
This world is wrecked with cataclysms. The earth strains to shrug off the pestilence of Kain's parasitic empire. The fate of this world was preordained in an instant by a solitary man. Unwilling to martyr himself to restore Nosgoth's balance, Kain condemned the world to the decay you see. In that moment, the unraveling began. Nosgoth teeters on the brink of collapse. Its fragile balance cannot hold.
Oh, I'm in the wrong freaking app. I'm trying to change my lighting effects here. There we go. This right here is the bomb, because I got this new LED light that I can change my lighting on the fly. It's very cool. Okay. So now, I can grab these weapons and fight the enemies with these. You definitely want to hang on to this when you can. It makes... Oh, I forgot to suck his soul. That's... Duh. Dang, he's taking a lot of hits now. Alright, here we go. Okay. But yeah, you definitely want to try to keep a weapon you can like this. It just makes fighting enemies a lot easier, although the game always gives you some alternative way to kill them if that fails. So I'm gonna go this way here. Hold R1 to sneak. So I guess this is the way I can do a sneak attack. I don't know if I can just impale him as is. Yep. Nice. Yeah, I'm using Duck Station right now. This is Duck Station, man. Let me show you what the game looks like on PS1 without it. 1 second here. Pause real quick. I'm only doing 1440p because I didn't want to like max out the thing for the stream. But yeah, this is PS1 style right here, man. So this is more representative of how it originally looked. Obviously, you know, CRT's helped out with the appearance of things. And you can see it's like darker too, you know, like just having those effects also helps with the visibility of the game. Okay. I don't think I can do anything here yet. Oh yeah, I can actually change that gateway or whatever. Let's see. Oh. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Well, there we go. So now I'm back to ethereal plane. But it's really cool because you have to kind of do this kind of stuff in order to traverse through different areas. And do some backtracking and whatnot too. Nope, no souls there.
Use your newfound talents to gain entry where you have been otherwise impeded.
What newfound talents? I didn't learn anything new. Did I? Must have completely ignored that. Yeah, me too, man. Like, I was an N64 kid. And I do enjoy the N64, but the N64 is not aged as well. Like, you can do like all the up-resing you want.
Use your newfound talents to
the
gain
textures
entry
still
where you've
suck.
been otherwise impeded.
There's nothing you can do about that. Like, PS1 has better textures, And you couldn't really tell back then, obviously, because of the limitations of what we had to deal with, but with like emulators like this, you know, you can tell it's better. We're gonna go back to that setting there. That I had before. There we go. Okay. So we're good now. Yeah, it looks so much cleaner now. It almost looks PS2 quality, honestly. Let's see. Yeah. Now, given, you know, the N64 did have its advantages, obviously, and then Nintendo's own games usually took good advantage of that. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to be here yet, actually. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here.
Use your newfound talents to gain entry where you have been otherwise impeded.
Unless I'm supposed to hit circle here or square. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, it's not the soul thing. This just spins the camera. Almost seems like it's a platforming thing, but I don't know like where I'm supposed to go. It's been such a long time since I played this. Bear with me here. Plus, that is one flaw of this game. It doesn't have like a look function, like where you can look around. At least not in a traditional sense. Like you can spin the camera, but you can't like look completely. Yeah, I can't quite do it. Yeah, I must have something else. Because this game is kind of a Metroidvania in a way. You got like some backtracking going on, and you get new abilities as you go through and whatnot. So I guess I just wasn't supposed to be here yet. So I have to go back through the portal, I guess. Let's see. Or can we even do that? Oh shit, no I can't. Huh. Guess you can only go through them as living. Maybe we go back there after I go through whatever this is here. Grab some souls. Okay, we're good. Wait, don't tell me. Please don't tell me. Oh my god, did I go back to the freaking beginning? I think I did. Ah, shit. Oh man, that's real depressing. Well, that's a good game. I just have to figure it out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we can just completely ignore those guys. Hopefully, at least we'll have to fight those one dudes again. Okay. And this makes me wonder if I go backtrack now. Oh, I can't. Yeah, that's right. So you do have to switch around. Just like I suspected. Section. And it saved all of the progress too from room to room, which is really impressive. Like I said, given PS1 standards, it didn't have a lot of RAM and all that good stuff. Of course, like the aforementioned, like no load times. Very nice. That was pretty much unheard of for a PS1 game. Like, even MDK, which obviously did a really good job with handling that, there was still like little stutters here and there that made it obvious that it was still loading. Okay. So, let me go ahead and deal with this guy here. I'll burn him in the fire. How did I throw it before, I wonder? I know I threw it. Oh, circle maybe? No. Why is he not? There we go. That guy took a lot more hits than he did before. Okay, I probably just go through this door. Yeah. You're freaking kidding me. Okay, I think it's a sign to wrap the stream up, guys, because it's a great game, but you have to do a little figuring out stuff. And I'm starting to get tired, so I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Check out the games I featured tonight: Disruptor, Philosoma, MDK, and of course Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. Definitely better than most PS1 games by today's standards, in my opinion. So, but yeah, you guys have a good night. That's the last line. I don't know. I don't know what my catchphrase is gonna be for the new thing yet, but I'll figure it out. It's no longer Downphoenix out, just to let you know. So, peace.